Let's go over to TikTok. Let's get TikTok going. Cool. We're live on YouTube. We do be live in the TikTok. We're live. Wonderful properties. Change that over to that. Turn that on. We're gonna expand that. Open that up all the way. What's up, Dark? How you doing? There we go. Open that. And sweet. How's it going, Beige? Hey, Dark, doing good. Just got a cup of coffee. Super ready to... I think we'll keep on with the flow that I had last night. Be a little bit kinder, a little bit more listening. Seem to get through to people a little bit easier. All right. God, my hair is getting out of control. That is crazy. Just let Odin outside as well. All right. Lift this a little bit. That's okay. Was that loud enough, Eisen? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dark. Appreciate that. I do need a haircut though. This is the longest my hair has been in about a year. I don't let my hair get this long. Actually, probably the longest it's been in like a few years. I like being clean cut, clean shaven, wear nice, clothes and whatnot. I can't stand this Justin Bieber 12-year-old look. It's a friggin' slow start. Good grief. YouTube, what's going on? Hey, I haven't had this slow of a start in a minute. It is Sunday morning. That's true. It's Sunday. All the good Christians are in church right now. That's hilarious. I didn't even think about that. Church. What's up, Nate? I didn't mock anybody yet. I will gladly mock you, though. Don't believe at your own peril. Well, you're going to go to hell for not being a Muslim, so you should probably convert to Islam. Otherwise, you're going to go to hell, because the Quran is the one true God. It says it in the Quran. Like, their book says it is the infallible word of God. Therefore, according to their book, you're going to go to hell. So you should probably Pascal's wager yourself over to being Islamic. You might glitch. What? The resurrected skeptic. Oh my god, my glasses are dirty. Oh, yeah. You guys remember how I was missing my glasses the other day and thought my dog stole them? Turns out I put them under my mattress because my dog was playing with them, so they were just hiding. I lifted my mattress up because I was like, there's no fucking way they're under there. I lifted my mattress up and they were under my mattress. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Where's I don't even know how to say her name. Last night she was pretty fun to host with. Ari Love or something like that. Auri, AOURI or something like that. Yeah, it's gonna be too late, nobody. You're gonna be in hell. You know what? We're gonna change the prompt. We're going back to, what should I say? Hey host, do abstract things necessitate a mind? Yeah, sorry, I'm not a loser, Phil bro. That doesn't work on me. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If you want to talk about, here's the deal. If it is, if the only proof you have for God are 2,000-year-old, in the making, updated on a daily basis, philosophical and extreme mathematical equations for logical arguments and syllogisms, then don't ever fucking read a Bible ever again in your life, because the Bible says the word is proven through testimony only. Thank you, come again. If you have to do the most ridiculous loops and arguments to prove you're God, seriously, that's ridiculous. It's not supposed to be a fucking PhD to believe in God. The poor are supposed to. The uneducated are supposed to be able to believe. There's Callie. Sup, Callie? It's hilarious how theists are like, hey, I have this argument that's been edited 45,000 times over the last 2,000 years. It's a syllogism that's made from the best mathematics in the world. I'm like, dude, this book says the poor and uneducated should believe just based on testimony alone. That's evidence. And yet you have to sit there and make up mathematical equations that only PhDs can understand to prove you're God. Are you kidding me?
Oh gosh. I was in this argument with this girl earlier, and it did not end up going anywhere. Actually, because I don't know, she just wasn't really arguing against my points. She was
Right.
bringing up different points.
Okay, gotcha. Yep, just completely fucking ignoring. Oh, we got someone.
Yeah. We're
Yeah,
like
science doesn't prove or
talking about
disprove God, nor does philosophy, nor does logic, nor does math.
we're like talking about how Christians believe something can come from nothing, and then she started talking about like, I don't know, philosophical things.
Yep. It always goes
And I
there.
was like, I don't really know what you're talking about right now. Like, I can't.
Logic and philosophy are not truths. Logic is a framework to know if your thought process is correct or not. It doesn't equate that things in reality are true.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't if the universe is infinite, it doesn't have a beginning. Yeah, the Big Bang wouldn't be the beginning. It would just be like expanding.
Yeah, the Big Bang is not beginning of the entire universe. It's the beginning of our observable universe's expansion. Let's get Joe in here. Hopefully he's not a troll.
Yeah.
What's up, Joe?
Not much. I was just listening to your conversation there.
Wonderful.
There is
Are
no
you over the age of 18?
Huh?
Are you over the age of 18?
Yes.
Wonderful. Which God do you believe in?
What do you mean, which God do I believe in?
It's a pretty simple question. Which God do you believe in?
Not really, because I believe in God. I don't believe
there's
in
2,000
Oh my
gods.
God.
any God. Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you believe in following
Yeah.
Vishnu, Zeus, Odin, Hecate, Pan? Are you a Muslim? Are you a Christian? Do you believe in the Trinity? Do you believe in only one Father? Do you believe in only Jesus? Are you a Jew? What are you? I don't play semantics.
Wow.
If you want to be honest with me and have a good debate and discussion, we can. If you want to be a semantic loser, you can fuck off. Go find someone that does care about your feelings.
Well, I'm not too worried about my feelings.
Wonderful. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to just answer. Like,
Yeah,
what
it's a
religion
very
do you
simple
follow?
question. And if you don't follow
God.
a religion, that's fair. Say, hey, I don't follow a religion. My God is my own personal God. And then I can say, awesome, we can start with that. What attributes does your God have? Like, we can continue a
Yeah.
conversation if you're honest with us. I have issues.
They
prove
said
it, bitch.
imagine being an adult atheist.
Imagine being an adult believing in Santa Claus, you dumbass.
Imagine believing in a religion that stole many holidays and beliefs from other religions. Went around killing people for not converting. The cross, there's the statue of Aphrodite with a cross carved into her head,
Oh, shit.
and it has her eyes gouged out too.
Damn. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's called like the head of Aphrodite.
What is up,
or something.
Bleep? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you being here. What makes anything real? We justify truth in things with evidence. If it's based in reality. I need to start chugging my coffee. Yeah, it's a dumbass question, P. Mars. What justifies evidence itself? Oh, many things.
Yeah, it's called the head of Aphrodite.
Oh, God. P. Mars, didn't you get schooled by Blitz like literally a day or two ago? Why do you keep doing this to yourself? What's up, Yowie?
Yowie!
P. Mars is a fill, bro, and I would prefer not. Fuck it. You crushed Blitz.
Jared?
You crushed Blitz. You crushed
Yeah,
Blitz. You
Yes. I made Blitz look like a fool. See, like, he shouldn't talk about metaphysics. He should stick to science. Like, I don't know why, when he talks about God and metaphysics, he's like a moron.
I know you are, but what am I?
Well, he asked me, like, how do I justify the foundation for knowledge? Which is a stupid question.
No, it's
Because in metaphysics, it is.
No, it's
Because
not.
in metaphysics, well, let me explain why it is. Because
Dude,
you
can
obviously
explain
don't
that
know
it's
fuck-
not because you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry that
But
you're
the
a
found-
dumbass, and I'm sorry that nobody
found-
calls you out on being a dumbass. If I'm the only
What
one
do you-
that's going to
by
call
what
you a
objective
fucking
standard?
dumbass, then
By
I'll
what
call you a
objective
dumbass.
standard?
It's
By
not
what
objective.
by what
It's all
standard?
subjective.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yep, pretty much.
You treat objects like women.
What?
So
Wait, hold up. I think you got that wrong there. You said we treat objects like women.
yeah,
Oh, this scissor right here, the pair of scissors in front of me, this is a woman. This is a woman.
so like
I treat my scissors like a woman, is what you're saying.
Blitz asked me, like, how does God justify his knowledge, right?
You're saying that he treats his mug like a woman?
He treats it's a movie reference.
So I justify my knowledge based in evidence that is justified beyond a reasonable doubt.
What's the ultimate authority that determines what's true?
There is none. Provide evidence there is.
Well, then nothing's true.
Keymars, your claim is that there is, so prove it.
Well, when we reason only works if there's like an ultimate authority that would decide.
These are claims that are presupposing. You're not actually proving anything. You're basically just saying that this water bottle is a water bottle because a God exists. No, dumbass, prove it. You're making a claim with a presupposition fallacy that there is a God already. You're assuming without evidence. Thank you. You're indoctrinated. Indoctrination.
The claim is
so be critical about your thinking.
The claim is the foundation for evidence, right? So if you don't like that claim,
that's a claim. That's a claim.
You don't understand how you don't understand how evidence works.
No, you don't understand how fucking thinking and using your brain works. So
what's
you are claiming that your God justifies all things. You have to prove that. So how do you demonstrate your God to me?
If you reject the God of the Bible,
if you reject the God of the Bible, you reject so many gods. It's not even funny.
For one, you're gonna have a lot of problems. Like. You wouldn't have no reason.
So many problems. That prove it, bitch. Prove your God exists.
Why is your God
I'm not
truer
Dr.
than
Blitz,
any
buddy.
other God?
I'm gonna call you out on your dumbass stupidity. If you
Why
want to
should
be a
I
dumbass,
believe-
you're gonna be called one. I'm not Dr.
Why
Blitz,
should
Evidence
I'm not
first.
Ian, and I'm not Justin. Provide
Evidence
for your
first.
reasons. Yeah, provide evidence.
Evidence first.
Where's your God?
Logic never.
Demonstrate your God.
Evidence.
Demonstrate your God.
Evidence first. Logic.
Hey, shut the fuck up and demonstrate your God. Stop crying like a little bitch. You can do that
Remember
in
when
my
you
comments
didn't
when
know
we're
the
done.
laws of logic?
We can
Remember
do
when
that.
you didn't know the laws of logic?
No, I did actually.
So right now, I
even
can state that I believe
so
that.
what you can do is stop being a little bitch and provide justification
People
for
on my
your God.
channel. This guy doesn't.
Are you able to
was asking
demonstrate your
the
God?
laws of logic.
Are you
No,
able
I'm
to
just saying. I have a
demonstrate your
clip
God?
of you.
Are
I
you
have a
able to
clip of you on
demonstrate
my
your
channel
God? Are you able to
where you
demonstrate your God?
don't. You don't. What the hell's
Are you
wrong with
able
you,
to
man?
demonstrate your God?
Oh. Are you able to act like an adult?
Are you? Are you able to demonstrate your God?
Are you an adult? Are you an adult?
So the prompt is, why should I believe in your God? Are you able to demonstrate your God for the claims that your God is the foundation and grounding for all logic, all knowledge, all truth? That is your claim, so I would like for you to demonstrate it to be true.
Well, you should believe in God, right? Because you already live like God exists. For example, if you order a coffee and the barista's 2 hours late, you're going to say that's a bad barista, right?
In my subjective opinion.
Clifford the Big Red Dog is the Clifford the Big Red Dog created us all. We can see that there's a real place in the show Clifford the Big Red Dog, meaning that he is a real God. And right now I have more evidence for Clifford the Big Red Dog than I do for your God. So right now I can say that Clifford the Big Red Dog is the all creator. He knows all, and he is actually your father. So if you go against the laws of Clifford, then you will go to the vet.
Evidence requires interpretation. So
the evidence is that
what evidence
there's
do
a
you have
real
for your God? You've been in this call for 5 minutes and you haven't provided any justification for your belief at all. You've just mocked and ad-hommed.
You're not letting me talk.
I actually was just quiet for about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So would you like to provide evidence for your God or complain that I'm not letting you talk?
The evidence for
it's your turn to talk.
The demonstration, the evidence for my God is that the host is speaking. Whenever the host speaks, he assumes that the future will resemble the past.
No.
But that is only known through God's word in the Bible. So you have to stand on the Bible.
That's a lot of assumptions without any justification.
It was a justification.
How does your God make me speak?
Yeah.
Well, for you to speak, there has to be regularity in nature.
I have a voice box. That's how I speak.
There's no... Yeah, but when you speak, you assume the words you use in the future.
Talk, am I using a voice box or am I using God?
Well, why is that mutually exclusive?
Well,
why
you're
can't
the
it
one
be both true?
Presupposing that there's a God. So I'm going to ask you again. When I'm talking, am I using God or am I using a juice box? That's fucking funny. Am I using my voice box?
It's not mutually exclusive. They're not mutually exclusive. So when you speak, you assume that
God exists, and then you can demonstrate that when I'm talking, I'm using God.
The demonstration is you talking. Every time you talk,
God?
Do you not understand
You can
what
only-
a demonstration is? So I keep
Yeah.
on hearing you say, when I am talking, therefore God. That's not proof,
Yeah.
that's a claim. You need to demonstrate that claim.
yes. So to talk, there has to be regularity in the nature because you assume that the words you use in the future
What do you mean by
will
regularity?
resemble that the future resembles the past. So like the words you
What do
use
you
in the
mean by
future,
the future resembles the past?
the uniformity
The
of
future will
nature.
never look like the past.
I said so
I don't
the
live
words
in
you use in the
Mesopotamia or
future.
1300s. I live in 2025, so I have no clue what you're trying to say. I'm not a Phil bro, sorry.
Well, that's why I'm not using philosophical language. I'm saying like
Yeah, you are.
you assume that the words you're going to use in the future will resemble the words you use in the past.
No, I don't. I use the words that are current and up to date today with the Oxford Dictionary and other dictionaries that are colloquial with today's terms and usages for definitions of words. And they change on a day-to-day
But-
basis and in the future. So I do not expect
But
the
when-
future to look the same as the past. What I do when I learn new words is I
Really?
go look up the definitions. So what evidence do you have to justify the reason?
I'm not
of
talking
God
about
helping me
definitions.
Speak, because I know that I speak
talking
from a
about-
voice box. So pause, stop.
I'm not-
I know I talk from a voice box. You're saying I talk from God. Prove it.
I'm not talking about definitions.
So
I'm saying
let's try this
mouth
again.
sounds.
You're saying that I talk thanks to God. I'm saying I talk thanks to a voice
Mouth
box. Demonstrate
sounds.
that God allows me to talk.
The mouth sounds
So let's
like
try
when
this
you
again.
say
So I talk from a
Vocal
voice box, and you're
cords.
saying that God makes me talk. So demonstrate that God is the reason that I'm able to talk.
Not only a voice box, but we also have vocal cords. We have something
Yeah.
that's a part of us physically. It's not God.
you believe that the mouth sounds in the future resemble the mouth sounds in the past, right? Like
They change.
no,
But what I do know is that when I talk,
but don't
it's
they
through a voice
resemble?
box. It's through a voice box. So what evidence do you
Doesn't
have that
the-
God makes me talk?
So the future doesn't resemble the past.
Hey, so when I talk, it's using a voice box. Demonstrate how I'm using God.
I'm trying to.
I know you're
not
trying to pivot like a
cooperating.
motherfucker, and you have no fucking clue how to use
Why?
your
How am I
brain.
pivoting? It's my argument.
You are pivoting because your claim
from
is
my
that-
own. I'm pivoting
your
from my
claim-
own argument.
Your claim, your
not-
argument is that every time I talk, I'm using God.
You're
God is the
pivoting
reason
from
that
your
I can talk.
argument.
Hey, Mars.
False. Your claim is that God is the reason I can talk. That's your claim.
Yeah.
You now need
Literally
to demonstrate your
stated.
claim.
Yes. So to talk, the future has to resemble the past because the mouth
That's not
sounds you
evidence
use.
of a God. That's
You
evidence
haven't
of
even like.
space-time.
It is.
That's
Well,
evidence of
what-
space-time, cause and effect, and
There's-
causal relations. So what's your evidence that
No.
God made anything?
Because there's no empirical
You're
evidence.
pivoting like crazy. So what evidence do you have that God helps me talk?
I'm actually not.
So
I'm
when I
actually
talk-
on
When I
topic.
talk, do I use a voice box and vocal cords? Yes or no?
I'm actually not
So when I
pivoting at
talk,
all.
do I use a voice box and vocal cords? Yes or no?
I'm not pivoting.
So when I talk, do I use a voice box and vocal cords? Yes or no?
I'll answer your question. Will
No,
you
you're gonna
concede
answer
that I
my
never
question like a
pivoted?
good little bitch.
Okay.
When I talk, do
First-
I use a voice
first-
box? No, first, fuck you. You have no power here. So when I talk, am I using a voice box and vocal cords? Yes or no? It's an easy question. Yes or no is the correct answer.
Evidence first, logic never.
Are you able to
Are you able
Like,
to answer questions?
process
Watch the clip of him
what
on
is
my
being
channel.
said to you right now? Because
So
it
I'll ask
seems
you for a 7th time. When I talk, am I using a voice
Watch
box
the
and
clip
vocal
of this
cords?
guy
Yes
on
or
my
no?
channel.
So I'll ask you
Watch
for
the
an
clip of
8th
the.
time.
Watch the
When I
clip on my
talk, am I
channel. This
using a
guy doesn't
voice
even
box
know
and
what
vocal
logic
cords?
is.
Yes or no?
In the clip on my channel, we asked him
I'll
what
ask you for
logic
a
is. He
9th
didn't know.
time, since you keep pivoting. You can be a coward and you can keep on running away from the question, or you can say yes or no. When I'm talking, am I using a voice box and vocal cords? Yes or no?
Everyone watch the clip of my channel. He didn't know what
Oh
Oh
logic
my god,
was.
you're a
You're-
waste of human breath.
do your ears work?
They don't.
Can you process what is being said to you?
He doesn't know
Is
how to
there
communicate.
anything inside of your head? Is there a brain in there? Or is it empty? Because that was so fucking crazy.
Books are free, P. Mars. Go to
Use-
your nearest
use-
library.
Because you can speak, God is real. By that same logic, I can literally just say, because you can speak, Clifford birthed you. There is no logic, no reasoning to that.
Oh, he's never read the Bible? That's funny.
Yowie, you should come up.
We got ACU. Oh, yeah, he's there.
Yowie.
Hey, what's
So,
up?
hi. The Catholic in the comments, you keep saying L host and that he was dodging the question, even though he wasn't. The amount of times the question was asked, and P was up, and P just responded with a non yes or no answer, or said, "Yeah, go look at my page." Or he doesn't even know his he used to not know his information. Number one, no. Number two, that's a complete dodge, right? You can't answer the question. It's a simple yes or no. Y or N.
Yup. Get the next guy in here. Hopefully this one's better. Hello, how's it going, AC?
Yeah, all right.
Hey, you over the age of 18? You got some echo. Do you have us on the TV?
You want to say that? I don't watch it. Do you?
What? Yes,
What's up,
precisely.
Isaac? Hey, you over the age of 18?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Which God do you believe in?
Oh no, I was just coming up to watch. I'm the same guy who had the bull as his profile picture. I just asked if I could come up to watch.
The
Oh, yeah,
who?
you can watch from the chat. It's all good. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, the bull, the guy from yesterday.
Bowl. I don't... Bowl?
What was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you.
That wasn't me being rude, by
what
the
was
way.
it?
That was just... I've
No,
got
I'm
3 people
surprised
up here
with the
already.
last guy. What's the last guy? P. Whatever his name was. I'm surprised you stayed that calm with him.
No, that's valid though, because like if they come up and just say I want to watch, yeah, you can watch from the comments. Don't need to take up space in the panel. Evil Kitty, I think you're just yapping to yap at
Yeah,
this.
Kitty is actually... They're known trolls. They actually have an entire Discord where they talk about me on a daily basis.
God.
Not even
Who wouldn't?
exaggerating. So since Kitty's here, that means there's about 10, 15 people that are also Kitty's little fuck buddies that are going to be in the chat as well. Dre, what's up? Dre, what's up? Dre, what's up?
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh,
Great
here's a kitty.
background noise.
Here's one of Kitty's toys,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call them. Meow. Are you over the age of 18? Waste of space, thank you.
Hello, Erica.
What's up, Erica? I love that they all come in here expecting me to be nice, like Dr. Blitz and Justin and everyone. Guys, I'm
Actually,
not
I was just watching them. They're doing unapologetic.
Oh,
They're
watched-
currently on.
I
Yeah.
watched the video you posted of the live from yesterday. It was funny.
oh, God.
Bro, that guy was going off.
You know, it's their best argument. Don't even know that person.
And then he
They're
was,
just
like,
afraid of people
saying
who
that-
know basic philosophy. Philosophy isn't proof of God. Thank you very much. Come again. Keep bitching in my comments. It helps my engagement. Thank you for the love.
And then he decided to go say that we weren't listening as he was screaming in our faces, calling
Literally.
us pussies. Yeah, geez, your lives get a lot more views than mine do. I get like 8 people.
Oh yeah, guys. I don't have a lot of viewers. It's kind of like I'm a small streamer.
I'm smaller.
Well, we had some pretty good views today. We had a pretty constant stream.
Yeah, it was well, but we had like Izzy on for most of the stream.
Oh, yeah. Is he talking about? The regression thing? What was it?
I don't even know. But the thing is,
Forget the name.
like I was talking about like how it was illogical and how if matter cannot be created or destroyed, then a god cannot create the universe if the god is non-physical. And then she's like, well, actually God is being. He's not a being. He is being. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what she was talking about at that point. So I had to just stop her and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, we're talking about how if a god created the universe, there would have to be physical matter before for him to be able to create a universe because, again, matter cannot be created or destroyed. And then
Well,
she
she believed that God was that God can create stuff from nothing. So she's one of the people who think that God is beyond our logic. Which to that I just say, okay, do you think God can make logical contradictions? And then I bring up the what's it called? Can God create a stone heavy enough that he can't lift?
Yeah.
Because it only applies if they think that God can be beyond our logic.
It's
Or can God create a square with two sides?
yeah.
Beyond our logic.
Yeah, we know logic exists and we use it on a day-to-day. Well, some of us use it on a day-to-day basis. Your God is a claim that is unproven and requires to be proven. And then once you prove God exists, then you can prove that he's beyond logic.
Right.
She started going into like probability and stuff. We then tried to talk about free will. She was like, it's not predetermined in the Bible that you will go to hell and you're not forced to make bad decisions.
I did find my glasses,
You think
mother.
logic-
Absolutely. They were under my
I do think
mattress.
logic exists.
Yeah, logic is an abstract, but you
Interesting.
can also write it down with equations. Like math is an abstract, but you can also use it physically in the real world. So it's grounded in our brain and our mind, which is thoughts and the consciousness. Our brain is empirical.
I like how our comment saying, do you think it's empirical, showed up at the same time that you said our brain is empirical.
Post contradicts. P. Mars, you couldn't even answer a simple question. Is logic and math empirical?
Contradicts.
No, but they are non-contradictory to the laws of nature.
P. Mars, I'd also like to say you were using God to prove God. You were saying, you speak through God, therefore God. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, Arthur, I don't consider myself intellectual. Thank you, though.
Actually, you cannot prove heaven or hell to me, so I will not. Yeah, you can't state that we will go to either heaven or hell because your God is not proven, and neither is heaven or hell.
Let's get Carlos. Maybe he'll have an argument. Yeah, non-empirical things exist, obviously, in an empirical world, but we're able to demonstrate them. We can see the effects of logic and contradictory logic in the world. If I logically make an argument like, I have a cat, all cats are black, therefore my cat is black, it is empirically false because the premises have empirical data required to use them. If I use an argument like Socrates is a man, all men are mortal, therefore Socrates is immortal, that is empirically proven true through each premises in and of itself. Some of the premises are abstract, some of the premises require empirical data, and they could be true or false in accordance. Thank you. How's it going, Carlos? Logic in and of itself is an abstract, but the premises of logic can be abstract and empirical.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Are you over the age of 18?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Which God do you believe in?
The one and only God, sir.
You're a Muslim?
Okay.
No.
Well, you said the one
Which
and only
one would
God.
that
The
be?
Quran says that the
Christian?
Quran, Allah is the one and only true God.
Yeah,
the
Christian.
infallible Quran. Thank you for answering this fucking question. It was a simple question. Now what do you have for us? Why should we believe in your God?
Where did the first cell come from?
No fucking idea. Prove God made it.
Well, if you don't know where it came from, then how could it just exist out of
This is
nowhere?
an argument. Wait, it actually matter cannot be created or destroyed, so it would have to have existed forever. A non-physical being cannot create matter because matter cannot be created or destroyed. Neither can energy.
How do you know that?
It's been proven.
By who?
I can get it up for you. Get my computer on, but
Hey Carlos,
you see,
let's say we
sound
don't know. What is your claim that God made it, and how do you demonstrate that? My answer is I don't know. It could be God, and it could be natural. What's your evidence that it's God and not natural?
You just answered my question. You basically just answered your own question. If you don't know where it came from, then how can you speculate how he didn't make it and you didn't know where it came from?
Well, I have no evidence to justify a belief that he made it. Would you like to provide me the evidence to justify that he made it and that he exists?
Well, it's going to be the same answer because we don't know where it came from.
Exactly.
So how could
So
you
can't say that it is God because you don't have justification for belief. That is called indoctrination, spreading a belief uncritically. So you therefore are indoctrinated. Thank you. Come again.
go fuck yourself?
Oh,
I don't need to.
Storyline.
Are you
My storyline,
jealous?
pussy.
Oh, he left. Well, that was easy. When we're completely honest, it throws them for a fucking loop. Well, how do you know this? I don't. Prove it's God.
Alright. So the law of conservation states that matter cannot be created or destroyed.
and he has a TikTok live going on right now. Okay.
I will never talk to Darth Dawkins again. He's so stupid.
Darth Dawkins. Oh, it's really funny to see him get made fun of.
What's wrong with
Extremely,
cursing?
extraordinarily funny.
You haven't provided a Kitty argument. Kitty, if you hate me so much and I'm so dumb, why do you watch me on a daily basis? Do you love me?
Actually, so there's the law of conservation of energy, which states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, and then there's the law of conservation of mass, which states that matter cannot be created or destroyed.
I did stumble on my own words. That's so crazy how I'm a human being. Because clowns make me laugh. Keep watching me. I appreciate it. Thanks for the engagement, brother. Love you too. Kitty is my number 7 fan, actually. Like, literally on the list. He's number 7.
Kitty, you are so helpful.
Yeah.
Improving the engagement.
DJ is number 3. Steph, you are number 5. Kitty, he does not need to request up. Ah, god damn it, he requested.
Hey, what's up, Loads here?
And what's up, Loads here?
Hey, I think that's projection. Can you tell me
You
the
said it
definition
first,
of an
so it's
analytic proof?
projection.
Go ahead.
No, I can't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Low hanging fruit. It's okay. Poppy's here to educate you. So, yeah, my argument for God's basically...
Why do we have a Philbro up here?
Oh, he comes in every single day. He's a fan.
Every
He's also
single
an
day.
atheist. Plot twist.
This is an atheist?
Yeah,
No.
they're literally just trolls. Alright, what's your argument? Premise
My
1.
argument... premise 1 is going to be, if trivialism is true, then God exists.
Premise 2.
Trivialism is true.
3.
The conclusion is, therefore, God exists.
There we go, God exists. Wonderful. Yeah, so premise 1 is begging the question.
You think an if conditional is begging the question?
Yeah, so how do you know that God exists?
Well, it's because of the argument. It's because
God
premise
has nothing
1.
to do with trivialism. How do you know God exists?
You don't think God has anything to do with trivialism?
No, God is his own being. With or without God, there could be...
Do you know what
with or without
trivialism is?
Nope.
Do you know? No.
Nope.
Here, then how are you gonna say that God has nothing to do with
Because
trivialism?
God is God and not trivial. Let's look up the
Well, I
definition
never
of
said
trivialism.
God is trivial. I'm
You
saying
said
trivialism is true.
trivialism's existence is dependent on a God. That's not
I never
true.
said trivialism exists. I said it's true.
Yeah, that means it exists. Thank you.
Yeah,
No, it
that's
doesn't.
that's the
Logical
same
theory
thing.
that all statements known as propositions are true, and consequently that all contradictions. No, this is no evidence of a God. How do you demonstrate your
It
God
is.
exists? You got to demonstrate that your God is true. How do you demonstrate
Well,
that your
God
God is
isn't
true?
God
You're
isn't
begging the question.
propositional, so he can't be true.
You're begging the question. You are presupposing that your God is true in the premises, and the conclusion is following suit. You're just slipping in God into a premise and saying that it's true because it's true. That is literally the definition of begging the question. How do you demonstrate your God? How do you demonstrate your God?
This is the part where you ask them to explain and they can't.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Kitty, how do you demonstrate your God?
Oh well, that's my whole argument.
That wasn't a demonstration. It wasn't
It
even
is.
logically sound.
It's a modus ponens argument.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
fallacious. No, it's not. It's,
Wait, you
it's
think an
fallacious.
if then is a modus ponens?
Well, you're doing it wrong. Is the point? It's not.
You think
a correct
P
modus
implies
ponens.
QP, therefore Q is a modus ponens?
Well, you're begging the question, so it's incorrectly doing modus ponens. Same as modal
not.
fallacies. A modal fallacy would be incorrectly.
That's
doing
not a modal
logic,
fallacy.
So you're doing a modus ponens incorrectly because you're inputting begging the question of a God. So how do you demonstrate your God exists?
Putting begging the question. It's not.
Yeah, how do
Here,
you
I'll
demonstrate
explain
your
how it's
God
not begging the
exists?
question.
So how do you
I can
demonstrate your
explain.
God exists?
Yeah, I'll explain.
How do
So
you
the
demonstrate
reason
your
it's
God
not begging the
exists?
question is because God.
So I asked you a question. How does your God exist? If you want to pivot for a fourth time, because I've asked you 3 times, you can pivot for a fourth time. How do you demonstrate
I'm
your God
not.
exists?
I'm defending my argument.
How do you demonstrate your God exists? Because you're begging the question that
I
God
am.
already exists. You're presupposing he exists in the premise.
That
Premise
claim
one
is
literally
contentious.
presupposing that God exists.
Oh my God!
So
You don't
need to
understand. That claim's
demonstrate that it's
contentious.
true.
I'm contending with that.
I don't accept it because there's no demonstration or
You
justification
don't
for
accept.
the belief that
Yeah.
your God does exist, and you are presupposing that your God exists. So how do you demonstrate that your God exists?
I'm contending with your
So how
claim.
do you demonstrate that your God exists?
It's the argument.
Yeah, so how do you demonstrate that your God exists for premise 1?
In the argument,
So how do you demonstrate that your God exists for premise 1? Justify it.
it's not just
You need
from
to
premise
justify it
one. It's
because you were
premise two as
begging the
well.
question in premise 1.
Justify
and 2,
premise one.
demonstrate it. Yeah,
You want me to justify
that your
premise
God
one?
exists. You're presupposing that your God exists. So can you justify a belief in it?
I'm not.
Yeah,
What?
you are quite literally by definition.
Do you want me to justify premise
All
one?
right, go fuck yourself. Unable to answer questions. Thank you for being a dumbass.
Also, number 3, I was confused on how he made the leap to that means therefore God exists,
Because
right?
if we agree with premise 1, therefore God does have to exist.
Okay, never mind. I do see.
Yeah.
But
Premise 1 was the
Well-
tricky one. That's how modal logic works as well when they're using the ontological model. If you agree with premise 1, then you
Yeah.
must agree that God exists. It's all begging the question and God of the gaps.
mhm.
I didn't say it is modal logic, dumbass. I said like you use with your fallacious modal logic. Pay attention, kitty. Pay attention. Oh yeah, I'm not a smart guy. I never will claim to be one. Prove it, Michael.
I don't think anyone's smart.
I know you're so lost, kitty. I'm sorry. I'll find you a map, though. No, you can't educate anybody when you're dumb.
You're not educated yourself. Yeah,
Is
you
this a
need to
bleep
get
thing?
educated, kitty, if you're gonna come up. Anime?
Yeah, he is unable to join, it seems. We'll get in Rick. How's it going, Rick?
Good. How are you doing, man?
Hey, over the age of 18.
Yes,
Wonderful. Which God do you believe in?
the Christian God.
Thank you. Why should I believe in him?
Well, because once you receive the grace of God
That's
and the
stupid.
forgiveness
You're
of your
presupposing
sins,
that God exists.
well,
Rick, you
I'm
have some
saying that
background noises.
Yeah, Rick, you're gonna have to prove first that your God exists to say that if we will do this with God.
But once the Holy Spirit comes inside of you,
That sounds kind
So
of.
and you
actually-
I
feel
don't
it.
swing that way.
Okay. Well, first off, I don't want the
Listen,
the Holy
if
Spirit
you'll-
the Holy Spirit better not come inside of me, okay?
But-
Not only that, but
But when it comes inside of you,
I did
you
not
feel the
give an
warmth in your
enthusiastic
heart.
yes for that. I
You
did
feel-
not give an enthusiastic yes.
like when it comes inside of you, you feel the warmth in your
I think
heart.
the only sucky thing about being so small is that 90% of the viewers are trolls.
Are trolls, yeah. Or they're just not smart.
It's like they lose against the big guys and then they filter into the lower guy. and just
Right,
fuck
they
around.
they have to go into the lower guy to use their like philosophical
Yeah, and then they still lose.
ways to try to trick us. Or they're just trolls. Either way, not the smartest people.
They said, "Aren't you worried about getting pregnant?"
Yeah, I did not give an enthusiastic yes, so
I
no.
actually don't. I did not give consent for the Holy Spirit to come inside of me. Thank you. And I think that I didn't know at first, but I think after the second time he said it, he was definitely meaning to do that. Because he was like, well, once he comes inside of you, you'll feel the warmth in your heart.
Maybe I'll feel some warmth, but not in my heart.
Yeah, I don't want to be like Mary, okay?
What was she arguing at the beginning? It was regression. It was what was it? The last word in it is regression.
It was like eternal or something.
Eternal regression, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't understand what the fuck she was talking about. I think she was kind of getting into philosophical things that
She absolutely was. And then the what was it? She brought up another thing. It was like the reason she believed that God can create something from nothing. I couldn't find a single thing on it.
The Beijing principle.
Yes, the Beijing principle. I couldn't find a single thing on it. Right?
Look at
There's
that.
it doesn't exist. I was about to call her out on that, and then my phone died. But like I was searching it up for a while, and I was scrolling. I tried. I was like, maybe I searched it up wrong. Maybe I spelled it wrong. I spelled it like 50 different ways, and
All I could
it
find
didn't come up.
was the Beijing set of principles.
Right? It was like be kind. It was, but like Beijing, the country.
Yeah, like I'm not finding anything else about it.
Right? Why does the Beijing principles, or the country of Beijing, their principles matter on why something can come from nothing? That wasn't really making sense to me. And when she was talking about eternal regression, she just wasn't making any sense, because I proposed I proposed different like theories to her on why it could work, right? It's like the metaphysical regression
now
theory.
what's coming up is something called the anthropic principle. When I searched it up, it says it's a philosophical concept that suggests that the universe is designed to be compatible with the existence of intelligent life. It posits that the laws of nature and fundamental physical constraints of the universe are tuned to allow for future development of observers capable of making observations. In these conditions, if these conditions had been different, no intelligent life would have existed to observe them. This principle has been used to explain why the universe appears to be finely tuned for life, and has sparked discussions about the nature. She was arguing finely tuned, so this is probably what she was talking about.
She was kind of circular. She was using eternal regression, but also anthropic, the anthropic principle to connect the two. What was she saying that was wrong with it?
I don't remember. She was just
I
saying that she doesn't think it could exist or something.
she doesn't. She just kept coming up with like random problems with it, and then she believed that God created the universe out of nothing, and her reasoning for that was the anthropic principle, but she was calling it the Beijing principle, and I was so confused because that doesn't exist.
Here, let me see. I followed her, but I don't think I can share it to her
I'm gonna
because
restart
she
the
didn't
stream
follow
because of how much I've already cursed.
Okay.
Why should you believe in God? I think you're biased. Nope. Even if I didn't want a God to exist, the facts don't care about my feelings. He somehow joined again. I need to literally block every single account he has made. So annoying. I hate the trolls.
Okay. I'm gonna look into this, but the thing is, she wasn't calling it what it. So she was calling this the Beijing principle. And when I searched up BEISIANG principle, what came up was the anthropic principle.
What are we
Which
talking
is,
about?
I
The
guess, an
Beijing principle?
argument they use for fine-tuning that
Oh
theory.
no, she called it the Beijing principle, which doesn't exist. The anthropic does, which I think is what she was referencing.
I searched up. Spelling I searched was BEISIANG principle, and what came up was the anthropic principle. I don't know why. That is a
Well,
completely different name.
I'm sad I didn't mention to her, like she was giving us her evidence for God. I'm sad I didn't bring up to her the fact that, the amount of or dark matter is slowing down the further out in the universe we go. So which is just supporting evidence for my theory, or cycle theory.
Michael, if you want to provide an argument for your God, you can hop in, request up.
Michael, God is real. That is true.
Yeah.
I really
Literally,
hope you get saved before you leave this world.
yeah,
Sure.
The only other names of the anthropic principle is observation, selection, effect, anthropic reasoning, anthropic selection, effect, and then anthropic selection again.
Yeah. I didn't follow her. Sadly, I'd invite her up here, but I didn't follow her.
I followed her, but I think for some reason I didn't follow her because I searched her up in my followers or in my following, and it was gone. So. But that was the second time she came up arguing that same thing, and I still, the principle she's talking about doesn't even exist.
Right, which she's basing her theory off of.
Yeah, like it was empty. Yeah, so her argument is basically if the world had been slightly different, or no, significantly different, no one would be around.
Which then I was suggesting that that's okay if the cycle theory is correct, then it has happened, right? And the only reason we know that, or the only reason we know that it's perfect, or even if it wasn't different, or if it was different, we wouldn't be alive, is because we are alive, right? And there are probably other universes where it has collapsed and turned into reversed and gone back into a hot dead state.
Not only that, but I literally tried to show it to her. Like, you're saying that, like, oh, if it was slightly different, it has been slightly different in the past. And yes, it was uninhabitable. What's
Right.
because the Earth has gone through like multiple mass extinctions where it was uninhabitable. Does that mean that God didn't exist when that was happening? I don't know what. Like, it's not. It doesn't logically make sense.
I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee.
Real.
Yep. Bow to me, mortals. Yes, my king. What was I gonna search up? Oh, dark energy slowing down. I think it was Daisy. And JK IDK if up or not.
I have returned. Like bad breath.
Okay. I know what I was gonna search up. What is Hawking's theory of space and time? Starting at different points.
Well, because the thing is, if God was outside of time, then there wouldn't have been a point where he created the universe, right?
Right, and then she dodged the question when she said God is outside of time, and I said, well, God is omnipresent, and she dodged the question.
No,
She just didn't answer me.
She was like, God can be omnipresent while being outside of time. That supports the theory.
But no, but that's a contradiction, right? You can't be out if you're omnipresent, you are inside of the universe, and inside of the universe is time. So he has to be within time. It just makes no sense. Okay.
And if he's outside of time, then how did he, quote unquote, speak to these people in the Bible? if he's just watching everything all at once, then he wouldn't know to go to a certain moment. Wouldn't he not even know what was the current time?
Mm-hmm.
Then he wouldn't be all knowing also.
Theory. Which one? Stephen Hawking's theory. Which one though?
Yeah, Yowie, I think I'm an atheist now.
Oh, I was gonna ask you that earlier. So you don't believe in the other stuff?
No.
No.
I'm
Hellenic paganism?
I'm pretty much twinning with our host.
Yeah.
He's a witch,
He does do some witchcraft.
but he's not religious. He said he basically just worships Mother Nature and pretty much same.
Because who doesn't?
Yeah, like
I think the number one thing I need a president to do right now is nuclear power. I think we need to start working on nuclear power.
I mean, I know I saw this video earlier, and this girl was like, if we keep using AI, we're gonna die. I was like, yeah, AI is an issue, right? But we do have bigger issues like global warming and pollution that we need to work on first before trying to eradicate a smaller issue like AI, which is still a big issue, which still affects the environment. But
right, which nuclear energy could solve, because nuclear energy is low risk, high reward, extremely. It's one of the safest things. I think it gets a very bad rep from what's it called? It's happened in Russia. It was the nuclear facility that blew up and rendered a city unusable. I forget the name, but
Chernobyl.
Yeah, Chernobyl. It gives nuclear energy a bad name. Also, like nuclear bombs, but it's actually an extremely good source of energy. It's better than like geothermal. Well, geothermal is good, but it has some risks. But like wind energy.
And also, we're able to study it more now that we have, or we would also be able to study radioactive energy, because of the fact that there's the fungus in Chernobyl that feeds off of radioactive energy.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to study these things.
Was it Hawkins' theory? Maybe.
Yeah, someone in the comments literally said exactly what I said.
Said what?
Yeah. We were just talking about how, like, I was recently pagan and not anymore.
Okay, no, that's not it. I'm looking for the theory that space started before time.
We're basically twinning, me and you. We're both atheistic witches.
Luke, what is up?
Hey, are you able to hear me?
Yes. Are you over the age of 18?
I am.
Wonderful. Which God do you believe in?
I'm a Christian. It said theist only, so I'm assuming that qualifies, right? Because it just means believing God, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Why should we follow your Christian Bible?
Okay. That's a good question. What do you guys, I guess, want to believe? Like, what exactly in your life do you need purpose for? Because I like to ask.
Why should we follow your God?
Okay, so I believe you should follow my God because he loves you guys and he died on the cross for you.
How do you know that?
And I know that because there are plenty of testaments around it. And honestly, if you're just being quite frank and you're looking through history, you clearly see that Jesus is mentioned so many different times in any religion you want to mention, really. You got Buddhists, you got Muslims. They all believe that Jesus was some sort of teacher, right? And he's clearly documented. And I think especially he's got
contemporary documentation.
You got the Josephus one, right?
Not
And then
contemporary. Also not eyewitness. Josephus didn't even mention Jesus in the first person.
He was told about it.
Yeah. Same as Tacitus, Pliny, and the inscription of talking about Christ. There was also a Seraphim Crestus church, and they were called Christians. So, again, why should I believe that Jesus rose from the dead? We have a missing tomb, or a missing body from a tomb. That means that there's no body to be found. There was never a body. Why do you believe that there was a body and that he resurrected and went to heaven?
Well, obviously, the majority of what I would believe in would be documented in the Gospels.
Yeah, the Gospels are
what
anonymous.
exactly-
The names were added in the 2nd century by Irenaeus. Why would you trust them? That's the equivalent of me writing something and then in 300 years giving it to someone else and telling them it's truth.
So the style for the Gospel was meant to be anonymous.
It's anonymous,
That's-
regardless of what you try and say about it. They are or are not anonymous. That's the
I know.
answer to the question.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that the
So they're
document
anonymous.
style.
So we have no clue who wrote them. The names were added and attributed by Irenaeus, and I have no reason to believe the authors are who Irenaeus says the authors are.
I said I agreed. I'm saying
Yeah, so there's
that
no reason to trust them. How do you know that they weren't lying? How do you know that they weren't? How do you know that they're trustworthy? What did they do to prove their trustworthiness to you? What other writings have you read from them? What is their writing style in accordance with all their other writings?
so that's kind of a lot of questions.
Right, you have a lot of work to do to prove your God.
All right, so I guess I'll start with the fact that, like I said, the literary style was written in a way that
Right, so they're
the
anonymous.
other. Yeah, so they're anonymous. Okay.
Cool.
So on top of that, right, we're gonna look at what is in the Gospels, and I believe that in the Gospels, the way that the information is portrayed and some key details in the Gospels make it clear that you got things like in, I believe it's Luke, where he is traveling through the sea, and he's not a sailor, but you can clearly see that there's inferences as he's going through these certain examples and stuff like that. But I don't know personally as much. Okay. But if you like, I probably should give more citations. But on a different topic, I would like to mention things like Isaiah 53. Right, we got the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's a good evidence of proof that the New Testament is real, because
Is it
yes,
though?
it is. Yeah, I would like to give a quick explanation of the Isaiah Scrolls. Right, it's about like 95% accurate to today's Isaiah Scrolls. Right? All right, I mean, they're extremely accurate.
Yeah, what
And if you
citation
want-
says that, and which scholars do you read? Because like Bert Ehrman doesn't agree with you, and he's a biblical scholar, one of the biggest biblical scholars, as a matter of fact, and he says that you're full of shit. So why should I trust you over him? What evidence do you have to say that he's wrong? Because his evidence
you can
showcases
look
the
at-
writing styles and also the original manuscripts, and shows how much of the manuscripts we have, the writing style of the manuscript, is it allegory and literal? Which part is allegory and literal? How much we know about it is true or false, etc. What evidence do you have supporting them? Right.
Okay, well, can I continue my statement at least? Isaiah is pretty
you cannot
accurate
finish
today's
your script.
Isaiah.
Why would I believe your script? You need evidence for your script. If I tell you to believe in the flying spaghetti monster because this book says the flying spaghetti monster is real, that's not fucking evidence. You are saying believe in God, believe in Jesus because this book says to. That's not fucking evidence. You need to say believe in Jesus because these 3 contemporary eyewitnesses of this time period spoke about Jesus, and then 4,000 people that witnessed it all wrote separate manuscripts that are around the world to this day. And because of those evidences that all line up, we have reason to justify researching it further, because it's past the realm of coincidence and it's in the realm of justified belief. So now we need to study and scrutinize it even further. So what evidence do you have to justify belief?
Okay, so like I said, the Isaiah Sea
God damn
Scrolls.
it. What about them?
No, wait. The one verse, right? The one verse, Isaiah 53, right? That's testifies of Jesus, prophesies of him, and lines up pretty accurately with the Jesus in the New Testament, right?
Is this what I think?
What would you say about that?
I think you've never fucking studied the Bible.
Why is that? Are you going to say that it was like
You know that there's not a single proven fucking prophecy in the book called the Bible, right? The 66 canon on top of all of the Apocrypha, of which I've read as well, and I doubt you have zero. Let me say that again. None. No prophecies proven to be true. 100%, well, I'd say 95% of them are misinterpretations, and the scholars even say that you're full of shit. So I'm going to bring up Isaiah 53. You haven't ever studied theology, and I'm very sorry for you.
Also, I'd like to mention that we've only found one of the Isaiah Sea Scrolls out of 7.
All right, so Isaiah 41:8 Israel is the servant. Isaiah 44 is Jacob is the servant, and Isaiah 49:3 you are my servant Israel. It's talking about fucking Israel, not Jesus the Messiah.
No,
it's talking about the
not.
rise and fall of Israel and the suffering.
It is
And
not.
yes, it literally fucking is. I just read it. Do you want me to bring you the fucking scholar citations?
Can you read the whole thing, please?
I'm gonna give you the actual scholar citation since you don't know how to read. All right, so we're going to look at John J. Collins, Fortress Press 2018. Actually, I'm going to cheat here. Wonderful. There's Shalom Ben Paul, Isaiah 40:66. Then we have Yale. So this is going to be Yale University Press. Who posted it? Joseph Bleckensop. Well, I'm not going to buy that. Where's the actual citation for it? All right. PDF. Isaiah's suffering servant before and after Christianity.
Left.
This is. Oh, he left? Damn. Buddy, go
Damn
study.
it.
Books are free.
Right
Libraries are
before
free.
you started reading.
Harvard also has all of Harvard's classes are for free online. Go have fun. Just because you told me to let you up, I don't want to let you up.
Let me up, man.
I'm petty as shit. Nah, fuck it. What's up, Izzips?
What's up?
Are you over the age of 18?
Yes.
Which god do you believe in?
Nigger.
Obviously, he believes in the Christian god.
Those people are insufferable. They also always have a cross in their bio.
Yeah, he
It's
was also
quite
like,
annoying.
why are you so mean to people? Why do you cut them off so much? Because dumbasses like that. I don't have patience for stupidity. If you're going to be stupid, get the fuck out of here and go to someone else that cares.
Literally.
I deal with that on a daily basis. So yes, I am calloused, and I don't give a fuck about your feelings. If you're a dumbass, I'm going to call you out. If you're going to say stupid shit, I'm going to call you out and get you the fuck out of here. PMars said W guess to that. Wow.
What the fuck?
Racist piece of absolute fucking shit. 9mm tastes good. Test it out. And yes, that was a threat. Dude, you really think I'm gonna let you up when your name is CUM? Seriously? You over the age of 18?
Yep. If you're asking me, yeah, I am.
Which God do you believe in?
The Muslim God.
Cool. All right, what you got for us today? Why should I convert to Islam?
Well, have you heard the doctrine, the nigger Jew sex doctrine? It's with the
God, ugly.
What's up, user?
Hello?
Are you over the age of 18?
Yep.
Which God do you believe in?
The Muslim one. Nigger, fuck yourself, faggot.
Really?
All right,
I'd
we're
prefer
not
not
letting anyone up.
Change your
You
name
get a
then.
report. You get a report. You get a report.
What was I gonna do? Noah's Ark.
You get a report. We all get reports. All right, you can get muted as well. Yeah, don't fucking trust you. We'll give you a chance. I can't judge without knowing for sure. Oh, he left.
I'm
Are you over the age
Muslim.
of eight? Yep.
I'm 21.
Didn't ask.
Third time in a row. We're not gonna fall for shit like that.
Get rid of all the trolls. Wastes of breath. Wasting my good oxygen. Guys, grippy socks are about $12.99 at Walmart. He's mad over phone usage. What? Oh. Oh, man. It'd be really nice to have some intellectuals hop up here.
Real.
You know what? We'll accept anecdote. We're gonna, if you guys have some sort of testimonial reasoning, hop up. I'll hear you out, but we're gonna question it and think critically about it together. Does that make sense?
As long as we don't have the guy from yesterday with the
Yeah.
speech impediment,
You're not gonna have 45
who
minutes.
literally just led up to Pascal's wager, the dumbest theory ever. Spent an hour and 30 minutes of our
I love you,
lives
Celine.
to lead up
What's
to
up, Dom?
Pascal's wager.
What's going on?
Oh, we got a Brit. He's gonna be nice, guys. He's gonna be nice. Wonderful. Are you over the age of 18?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. Which God do you believe in?
Did you say I'm Brit? I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Your
what you
first
said.
sentence sounded British, and now I'm regretting saying that.
Oh, no, American.
Yeah, the first sentence. Which God do you believe in, brother?
Christian. God. I'm Catholic, born and raised.
Catholic. Gotcha. Why should I convert to Catholicism?
I think that Catholicism.
Are you Orthodox?
The
Or...
historical. What's that?
Are you Orthodox?
Yeah, Orthodox.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just curious.
Roman Catholic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that. Shit. Hang on. Excuse my language.
You're good.
Grabbing something here.
Yeah, we're all adults.
Just trying to get some. Yeah. So I think.
Just don't say the hard R. I'll kick you faster than you can finish the word.
I think converting to Catholicism is great for people. It helps you find meaning in life. It helps you find peace.
I have meaning in life. I have peace.
Do you think that just because
Well,
we
I'm
don't
just
believe in a God that we don't have
explaining.
any peace or purpose?
I actually want to explain how we would have more meaning. Because we don't expect an afterlife that's great and so heavenly, we know that this is our time, and this is our only time, and after this, we have nothing. So we're not
that
gonna
sounds
take,
pretty.
so we're not gonna take our life for granted, because we know that there's not some heavenly afterlife for us.
I very much I disagree respectfully with what you're saying. I think that believing, and let me know if my service goes out here. I'm kind of moving around here a little bit, trying to get a good spot to sit down and chat this out. I think that not believing in an eternal life and not understanding the reality of your existence that God has given you is can be sad. To think that you expire
you
here.
Want to hear my testimony? I was extremely depressed and suicidal, and then I became an atheist and converted, and I actually got mental health, and then I learned how to study with secular studies with scholar insights, and then I got rid of all of my depression thanks to science and psychology. So
Good.
actually, my testimony is opposite of yours, that becoming an atheist has fixed my life, all of my relationships, friendships, etc. My well-being in and of itself has gotten better being an atheist.
Actually, same. I was actually an uneducated person who would
Exactly.
state that we were all siblings and that evolution didn't exist. Now I'm educated, do my own research, and don't just believe whatever people tell me or whatever the Bible says.
So
now I'm actually educated.
I would have to say again, being atheist pushes you further, right? Because if you're a Christian, you're gonna think in life after death. So there's a chance that you're going to take your life for granted, rather than an atheist who is going to understand and recognize that this is the one life that they have. They're gonna make the most of it because they don't want to waste it. While a Christian might think that they will have eternity after this to do what they want.
I think that, and I definitely can appreciate everything you guys are saying, and I'm really glad that you found peace and through studies. I will say that doing research and saying that, like, I did studies in science and all that stuff. Science used to be. Are you familiar with the theory of spontaneous generation?
No.
That was a scientific theory that was very seriously taken for a long time, and it went like this. It went that if you put a sweater and cheese into a box, that a mouse would grow. It would create itself spontaneously from the sweater and cheese.
Say that's how we came about. Are you trying to say it's impossible for us to come from nothingness? Because that's not what the Big Bang Theory is. Have you ever read the Big Bang Theory?
No, that's so. What I'm saying is that you're exchanging words and stories passed down from the beginning of time. In hieroglyphs, in ancient writings, there was always writings of sky people, of gods,
Wonderful.
of
So
these
Hinduism
people.
is true.
Right, let me explain something. The
Well,
reason
hold on,
that
hold on. Let me get my
no,
phone out.
I
Just hold
want
on a sec.
No,
Hang on a sec.
I just want to explain something to you really quickly. The reason we have all these ideas of God, especially we can see it in paganism, is how there's different gods for different things. Like in paganism specifically, there would be like a god of lightning, a god of this. It's because we didn't know how these certain things happen. We didn't have science to explain them, but now we do, right? The reason that the Christian God exists and that heaven and hell exist is because we didn't know where we went after death. We didn't understand it, so we made something up for it.
Do you know what the split particle
We
theory
didn't
is?
understand how we were created again,
Dude,
so we made something
how
up.
do quantum mechanics prove you're God? You keep on bringing up all these other theories. Just get to the point.
So
Land the plane.
quantum mechanics prove it.
Prove
Well,
it, bitch.
you're asking for me to come up here and share testimony
Quantum
and stuff.
physics
I mean,
have
I
literally
have
nothing to do
have
with God.
stories.
Literally.
Yes, they do. They have everything
Prove
to
it.
do with God. And actually,
But what does split particle theory have to do with God?
split particle theory. So for something a particle
There's
can
no such
exist
thing as
as a
split particle theory. What the fuck are you talking about? The double slit experiment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have
Yes.
you ever fucking
That's what I'm
studied it?
talking about.
Who's the citation by?
Absolutely studied it.
Right.
So
Who's
a
the
particle,
peer-reviewed
when you
study?
compare it does. I'm explaining.
When's the last time you read it?
I don't know, like 2 years ago. So
Sure.
It's not my job to sit here and cite stuff if that's what we're doing to prove it.
Yes, it is. If you're making a claim and you're in that claim, we ask for that claim to be backed up, you should probably back it up.
Okay. Well, then, if I can't do it instantly, I'm sure if you give me the respect and time to go pull
So
the
explain to
citation
me
up, I'd
how
be happy
quantum
to do it.
waves prove God.
Right.
Okay, good. So you're pulling up. So they exist as waves or as individual particles, and that depends on the observation of a human eye or
No.
any observation by something
So you
existing.
haven't read it.
I have indeed. I'm telling you exactly what it is. I've studied it. So for me to look at something and observe it, when it is observed by me, it comes into
No.
a certain form of what I
No,
expect
that's
to
not how it
occur.
works.
Yes, it does.
No.
It's been
Here,
absolutely
let me
proven
get up the
that
citation
that's
and
exactly
read
how
it
it
to you
works.
since you never did.
I'd be happy to hear you read it, but I know what it says and what it teaches. And for something to have that sort of existence, for us to exist
I
means that there
currently
has to
have
be
the
something.
split particle theory up, and it's, I mean, no.
So anyway, for us to exist as we are, we have to be observed. We are particles that are in a wave. You know what Planck's constant is?
Planck.
But that's his
Bitch, are you
name.
gonna listen to anything we say?
I'm not. I'm here to help you guys find God. That's all.
Are you using this as like an example? What are you like? What's the point of this?
Michael, are you over the age of 18?
Yeah, we kicked him. Okay.
Great conversation, Michael.
Very educated. You turned me Christian. Where does God hide? Nowhere. White power fuck you host. Interesting.
Oops.
Are you dense? Why would we test or trust testimonies of people who pray? Gravity is a fact, yeah. Define gravity. I see God for real. Where is the God of yours? Pick up a book.
All right, let me read this real quick. This is a big abstract.
Gravity wasn't invented the same way that numbers weren't invented.
So we rise to the challenge with an alternative to the wave function centered interpretations. Instead of a quantum wave passing through both slits, we have a localized particle with non-local interactions with the other slit. Key to this explanation is dynamical non-locality, which naturally appears in the Heisenberg picture as non-local equations of motion. This insight led us to develop an approach to quantum mechanics which relies on pre- and post-selection, weak measurements, deterministic, and modular variables. We consider those properties of a single particle that are deterministic to be primal. The Heisenberg picture allows us to specify the most complete enumeration of such deterministic properties in contrast to the Schrödinger wave function, which remains an ensemble property. We exercise this approach by analyzing a version of the double slit experiment augmentation with post-selection, showing that only it and not the wave function approach can be accommodated with a time-symmetric interpretation where interference appears even when the particle is localized. That was posted by I don't even know how to pronounce these names. Holy crap. Not even going to try that. 2017, though. Finally making sense of the double slit experiment. This is on Google Scholar. It's got 113,000 views and, 500 citations. The references are going to be... Oh, I can't even pronounce that. I can't pronounce any of those. There's hundreds of references. Conversion into the Church of
Michael,
Science.
why are
Seriously?
you so loud in the comments, but when you came up here, you said nothing? It seems like you're scared.
What's up, Cap?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you over the age of 18?
Yes, sir. 23.
Wonderful. Which God do you believe in?
Christian God.
Thank you. All right, why should we believe in him?
I was hearing you guys talk about quantum physics and quantum mechanics. Disproves or doesn't prove of God. I'm also here to say that it also,
or disprove God.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That was gonna be my point. But there's also like we don't exactly know how we don't have a proven theory how the universe particularly started. We do know that a Big Bang is in fact real. That the universe started in a
our
hot
observable universe expanded.
Right, exactly. But we don't know how the hot dip state even occurred or where even the particles and the atoms even came
Who
from.
says it occurred?
Right? Who says it had to start?
Well, that's also a good point. But, it didn't come from nothing. I mean, kind of had to either it always existed.
Yeah, because it didn't come.
Right, but the thing is, you can't say it didn't come from nothing and then add God and say now it can exist because God is non-physical and has no physical matter, and matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed, meaning that adding your God does nothing. And if you believe he created the universe, you do believe that something can come from nothing.
Swear is pretty full crazy.
So yeah, that is honestly like the loop that I myself can't ever answer about exactly like you were saying, like how even God came into form if we can't say that the universe can't come into form on its own. So I do agree with that. That one I can't actually answer, but I do know that with also the Bible being pretty much historically accurate, and also
No, the only thing in the Bible that's historical are some places that exist. Nothing else. We cannot prove any of the events.
we can actually prove a lot of the events. Like, Jesus was a real person. He was documented. Jesus also...
that Jesus existed. There's scholarly
No one
consensus
said-
that he existed
He-
because of Josephus, Tacitus, and Pliny, and also an inscription of talking about Christ. But there was also a church called Seraphim Christus, and they were called Christians. And Josephus and Tacitus and Pliny never met him. They were saying hearsay of what they heard from people around them. So it's not even contemporary. We just accept that it must be true because of so many people believing it, which again wouldn't even hold up in a court of law. So I don't personally accept that as a truth. I'm not saying Jesus did not exist, but I'm also not saying he absolutely did exist because there's barely any evidence.
I think that Jesus could have been a person, but we're talking about the events, not just the people, right? So the events would have been him being resurrected, him duplicating bread, him walking on water, him turning water into wine. Those events, they are not proven.
So how would you go about proving said events?
Your job is to prove them, not ours.
Yeah, that's...
No, I'm saying like, okay, so let's say we take anything from any historical background. Like let's say like we know history today as far as records of people's personal testimony, and we take that to be history, correct?
Cap, we believe history based on evidence proven beyond reasonable doubt. If you have reasonable doubt, then it's not justifiable as truth.
Right. You're asking how you could prove it. You can't, right? Because it didn't happen.
Okay, well, give me an example of something that happened in
we
history.
can prove that you can't logically duplicate bread. You can't logically walk on water unless the water is frozen or you're a spider that doesn't break surface tension. Was your god a spider? I don't think so. And also, we can prove that you cannot turn water into wine in a few seconds.
Okay.
You also can't resurrect from the dead.
Exactly. You can't prove that. We can prove that that's not true.
So what evidence do you have that
We
Jesus
can you can
resurrected?
you can provide evidence that God or Jesus was a real person, right?
Jesus
Because
walked super
Jesus was a common name, and crucifixion was a common way of execution at the time. Does that mean the miracles happened? No.
But does it also mean that the miracles didn't happen?
Nope, but it
because
how can
you
miracles
prove
don't have justification
otherwise?
for belief, same as Santa Claus,
Well,
unicorn,
you're gonna
same
have
as
to prove-
leprechaun. So why would I believe in
You're
a
saying-
miracle if there's no reason to believe in it?
So
And
like,
also, wait,
give me an
hold up.
example.
No, first you're gonna have to prove to me that it's possible to duplicate bread, turn water into wine, walk on water, and be resurrected.
Well, I can't exactly just prove that.
Right.
Right. So then you
When
can't.
like the whole point of Jesus turning bread into wine is that he is part of God. God is
You don't even know
omnipotent,
if it
so
happened,
he can do
dude.
that. We have people who have testimony
Name
witnesses,
one
and that's usually how
contemporary
we
witness. One.
contemporary witness.
One. Name
Hold on,
one.
You mind if I pull this up?
The answer is that you can't.
1 second.
He thinks he can.
Paul, John the Baptist.
Y'all can't hear my keyboards clicking, right? Like, it's not like.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Okay, cool.
I love click clack.
I was
My
making sure I
ears
was
too.
like, I got me this this course.
Peter.
Gotcha. Dude, I've got a really cool one that's a
Literally, none of those people,
typewriter.
Paul, Peter, Matthew, none of them ever met Jesus. They are, claiming off of what they've heard. They don't have firsthand accounts.
Where's the
Again.
first contemporary witness, Captain?
Actually, I can't find one.
I know,
I was
there's no such thing.
I was looking up to see if I could find
Yeah,
one
the
real quick,
Gospels
'cause
are
I was like-
anonymous, and the names were added in the 2nd century by Irenaeus. We have no fucking idea who wrote them. The closest we have are Q, L, and M. So Q is going to be source, L is attributed to Luke, and M is attributed to Matthew. But we don't actually know. We just attribute it because of the ever so slight evidence we have for the way that somebody of those types of characteristics would have written.
So so do you think is not, any basis that Paul would interview the apostles and when they report directly to him and he's taking note and writing it down
We don't know
himself?
if that's true. That's the equivalent of me reading Harry Potter and them saying that Mrs. Dudley was writing down that Harry went for a walk. So what? The book says so. Congratulations. Where's the evidence that it actually happened? It's a book. It's a story.
So
it's a myth.
Would it not be the same if he said himself that he went for a walk?
Did Jesus himself say he went for a walk?
No, I'm saying is it not the same? Like whether reports from one person or a second person,
Brother.
is it still any less valid?
Oh my God, yeah, it changes drastically. That's like,
So-
you do know that in today, with the technology we have, if you go 24 hours over with even a first contemporary eyewitness to a crime, after 24 hours, it's not even trustworthy, and you have to test it even higher with higher scrutiny, let alone 2,000 years with 0 contemporary witnesses.
But Paul's letters himself were the earliest
in
Christian
Jesus.
writings. He didn't know Jesus personally.
There you go. It's all hearsay.
'Cause he was
Congratulations,
in,
you're cool.
he was in 48 to 60 AD.
Right, and he was also
that was also
crazy.
the earliest Christian
He
writing.
also knew quote unquote Jesus from visions and dreams. Dude needed grippy socks, but we didn't have psych wards back then.
Because Spider-Man himself said that a radioactive spider bit him, it's true, and Spider-Man's our one true God. Believe in him now.
Yeah, the comic book says it's real. New York is real. Obviously, Spider-Man must exist. No, that's not how this works. You need
Right.
evidence.
Okay, what about ancient historians like Josephus?
We have evidence that he existed. Contemporary evidence and multiple
But no,
writings.
He said he's a doer of wonderful works.
So first of
And he
all,
was a Jewish
we have
historian.
contemporary witness and his writings. We do not have either of those for a man named Jesus, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, or Paul. So congratulations, you're indoctrinated, spreading a belief uncritically. You believe by faith, and that's okay, but to say it's true is false.
So, okay, so let me get this straight. So just because someone else reported, because you got to also remember in that time, a lot of people were very illiterate. They couldn't just sit there and write biographies about their own personal records. So a lot of people were interviewed.
Dude, you're telling me that a man walked on water, turned water into wine, healed blind people, brought people back from the fucking dead, claimed to be God, and did prophecies and works and wonders and healings over and over and over and over in public, in front of Roman guards, in front of Roman counselors, in front of fucking tax collectors, in front of all these wealthy ass motherfuckers, all of these people that do know how to read, write, scribe, etc. And not one motherfucker wrote it down. Not one. Out of 500 witnesses that Paul so said that there were, not one motherfucker wrote this down. It's the equivalent of me walking up to the White House, flying in the fucking sky, and not a single news broadcaster showing up. That's stupid. Zero
And
evidence.
not only that, but Jesus himself could not write. He couldn't write.
Yeah, no.
Right. The person who's apparently God, or at least part God, couldn't write. I don't think so.
That Jesus was illiterate.
Well, no one's saying he's not illiterate. You know what I mean? Like,
How crazy
why would
would
he
it be
write?
if I'm flying in the sky in front of the White House and not a single person records it?
And like you're saying like not a single person that all these people should know how to write and stuff, but only 5 to 10% of the population in that century could
Yeah,
write.
and he was in
Read
front
oral.
of the wealthiest and the educated of the educated.
Okay, so why would he write down to spread to where only 90 to 95%
They would
of
have
the
wrote it, dude. They would have wrote it. There's no Roman writings of him at all, not even of his crucifixion, of which they held to such a high degree of standard and scrutiny that they wrote everyone down, dude. They were very organized people, very organized. They wrote everyone down. He has no writings. The only thing we have about a man named Jesus are 4 anonymous gospels of supposed people that are characters never before proven to have even existed, let alone proven to have ever walked with a man named Jesus, writing down these so-called miracles and stories that contradict each other beyond fucking measure. That's all we have for this man. Random ass, anonymous motherfuckers, decades, almost a century after, writing shit down from hearsay. That is the equivalent of me doing something today and my first grandson or son writing it down, and then his great-great-grandson writing it down, and then his great-great-grandson writing it down. That's what you have. Do you trust everything your great-great-grandfather says? Because I fucking don't.
I never met him, so I can't tell you that for sure. No, I
Well,
don't know.
right.
He's never
First
like
of all,
saying
how unlikely is it for you to even meet your fucking great-great-grandfather?
This day and age, kind of rare, but it can still happen.
Less long than us. They did not
Less
wash their
long?
hands, brother. They shared a poop stick. They did not wash themselves. They were dying from diseases every motherfucking day.
Okay, so like basically what you're saying is that just because someone reported, like it's basically like a reporter, or like let's say you're
don't
a
know
cop
if it's
and you're
reporter.
investigating
Dude,
a
plot
crime.
twist, it was some random ass teenager that was fucking bored and he was writing down Roman gods because guess what? Dionysus turned water into wine. Guess what? The Roman gods did all these things as well. Guess what? All these Roman gods,
That's also
Greek
skepticism.
gods,
That's not-
all these other mythologies did every single thing, every single action that Jesus ever did in this book called the Holy Bible. So all I know is that a random ass fucking teenager wrote shit down from stories he liked and was told growing up. I have no
Or
reason
all
to
you
believe
can know is
otherwise.
that you can,
I have no
or it is
reason
the
to believe
person who
otherwise.
wrote it.
I have no reason to believe otherwise. There's no
But you also have no reason
justification
to
for
believe
belief.
it's false.
There's no justification for
Yeah,
a
just
belief.
like the same reason, just like the same way we have no reason to believe Santa isn't real, right?
I mean, do you see Santa coming into your house every night, every year?
Do you see Jesus coming into your house every night, every year?
Disprove
But no
Santa
one's saying
Claus
he's
right
coming
now.
to my house every night. Disprove Santa Claus right now?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like
Debunk
I've
that
never
Santa
seen
Claus.
him.
Actually, I can prove Santa
I've never
Claus.
seen him. No one's ever seen him. No one ever reports that
No one
a
person-
man
no one-
in a
Hold up.
I've seen
What do you have
Santa
to
Claus.
say
The
about
fuck
all
you
the
talking
books that
about?
talk about him?
What about the millions of witnesses, the millions of children that are eyewitnesses, contemporary eyewitnesses to Jesus Christ?
I've
or
seen
Santa
him in
Claus?
a mall.
We
I
have
saw
more justification of belief for Santa Claus than we do Jesus. We have millions and millions and
in the
millions
mall.
of contemporary eyewitnesses for Santa Claus. Shit, I went to the mall last week and saw Santa Claus. The fuck are you fucking talking about?
I went to the mall yesterday and saw Santa Claus.
Okay, so like,
for
this proves my
Santa.
point. You said you were using kids as a contemporary eyewitnesses, but at the same time, they are kids. They
Yeah,
are
we
not
have
reliable
millions
witnesses.
of contemporary witnesses today, including kids.
It's not. No. I'm gonna stop you right there, Cap, because it's not okay to just be dismissive of kids because you think they're not smart or they don't know.
No one said they're not smart, but they're not reliable eyewitnesses.
That's.
Well, I think it's more reliable than the two witnesses that you have
If
that
there
haven't
was
even seen it.
5 million kids saying they saw this thing, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, I should probably listen and pay attention.
No.
So where did you see that 5 million kids say they
Yeah,
saw
let me see
Santa?
how many kids in America.
And like, let's
believe in
take a look
Santa.
let's take a look at also the conditions of it. Was it their parents dressed in a Santa outfit?
Yeah,
Was it
no
Santa
shit.
at the mall?
Yeah, no shit, but there's still evidence for it.
So like, even though we know that the Santas they're seeing are not like the
How do you know
real
that?
deal Santa who are cosplaying
How
as
do you know
Santa,
that? How do you know Santa doesn't exist? How do you know it?
because we have
How do
like
you know my parents
no
aren't
Because we have no what? We have no what?
Claus.
We have no what?
No eyewitnesses that develop an actual Santa Claus.
Oh, wonderful. We have 0 for Jesus. Congratulations, you debunked yourself.
We do have witnesses for
Name
Jesus. 500 of them.
Name one.
So like, okay, so here's the thing.
No,
so
name one, bitch. Name one. You just said you have 500 witnesses. Name one.
I can't name them all.
Exactly.
We have a
No,
witness
there are
right
not
in front of
500.
us.
There is one sentence in the entire 66 canon called the Bible that mentions 500 witnesses. That doesn't exist anywhere else in the entire world in any book ever written. There is not a single fucking
And
name attributed
yet-
to those 500.
And yet, all of us have seen Santa.
So, but you didn't actually see Santa.
Prove
Well,
it.
actually,
Mm,
I
prove
would
it.
argue. I would argue that the Santa in the mall is the real Santa. You just don't know it.
Mhm.
I
So
mean,
what basis would you have with that?
not only that, but the New York is referenced, or not the North Pole is referenced, meaning that because there's a real place, that's even more evident.
So you're trying to use like Santa, like he's like most likely to be real, but we all know that he's not. Like everybody, it's not even like a debate
Right, but
at all.
unlike you,
It's
when
real,
we
because
grew
we know
up, we
the
stopped
the
believing in
context.
all
Of,
the myths, including Jesus.
not like you say Jesus is a myth. You don't have any like evidence to prove that he never
You have no
existed. That he
evidence
never
that he's
did.
not a myth, dude. That's the point. You have no evidence that unicorns don't exist, but you don't believe in them. I have no evidence that God does not exist, but I don't have a belief in him because there's no fucking evidence to justify a belief in him.
Why was Christmas?
Mhm.
Why was Christmas stolen to be Jesus's birthday?
I can't tell you that honestly because I know it's not his
Because
birthday.
it was
the whole
actually
entire
the
point.
winter solstice.
There is no justification for a belief in your Jesus or your God. Therefore, I lack a belief. Same as you have no ability to disprove unicorns and Bigfoot and leprechauns, but you don't believe
So,
in
I
them due
gotta-
to a lack of evidence justifying a belief in them. Why don't you believe in unicorns? Because there's no evidence that they exist. There's no
So,
evidence
I
for
got a
God's
question for you.
existence, therefore I don't accept a belief in him. It's called epistemology.
So you say there's no sorry, I'm not, but sorry, I sound like my own words sometimes. Contemporary witnesses, right? So let's say a reporter were to go and
let's not say.
interview
Provide
45
one
people.
contemporary witness.
Okay, so like I'm saying, well, no, I'm asking you, if a reporter goes and interviews 45 people to say they saw a spaceship,
I'm not gonna
right?
believe
Like
you.
they saw a
We're gonna have
spaceship.
to
45
There's an
people.
issue. No, there's an issue because you're trying to use the Bible to prove itself. That is not how this works. You cannot use the Bible to prove itself. You have to use something other than the Bible to prove that the Bible is true.
And I'm
There's
not
other
gonna believe
historians that
this.
reported that
That
witnesses
because-
tell them themselves. There's
because
like other
clip-
historians.
It's literally the same logic as me saying because Spider-Man said he was bitten by a radioactive spider, he was, and he is real. That is not logic. I cannot use the movie of Spider-Man to prove itself. Just like you can't use the Bible to prove itself.
Okay.
You have to,
Well,
about
you
the
got-
same
you got-
amount
you
of
got a
evidence
Jewish
for
historian,
Jesus that we
Josephus,
do
you
for
got
the Tooth
Tacitus,
Fairy.
the Roman historian.
You have about the same amount of evidence for Jesus that we do for the Tooth Fairy, right? Hundreds of thousands of kids each year report their teeth going missing under their pillows, right? That means the tooth fairy is real. That's honestly more evidence than you have for Jesus.
Okay, and you got Suetonius. He talks about, mentions Jews causing trouble in Rome as the instigation of Christus. You got Babylonian
Congrats.
Talmud.
There's also a St. Pancrustus Church. Has nothing to do.
But what I'm saying is there's also other
other
historians outside the Bible that talk about this.
Dude, no. There's zero contemporary writings. All the writings we have about this supposed man named Jesus.
There's no
Listen,
contemporary.
shut the fuck up and pay attention to it for a second. All of the writings about Jesus, all of them are hearsay. 100% of all writings about Jesus are hearsay. This person said, this person acted, this happened according to, none of it. Zero justification for it being true. And this is supposedly the most important event in all of human history to have ever happened by an all-knowing, all-powerful God that should have known that we would have the tools to be able to go back in time and know these things. He should have thought about this sooner. There's no justification for belief. Zero. You can now unmute and respond.
Okay. So, like I was saying, we talk about contemporary.
It's hearsay. It's hearsay.
But
as I said, it is hearsay. Whatever you're about to bring up, it's hearsay.
Okay. Well, can I finish, please?
No, you cannot. You're about to talk about hearsay. I don't give a fuck about hearsay. I care about evidence leading to justification of truth.
Okay.
Fuck testimony.
Okay.
Fuck
So
anecdote. Fuck feelings. Fuck opinions. Facts don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Okay, so basically you're saying that just because there's no contemporary witnesses who also can lie, what else?
There's no justification. Provide the evidence.
Not only is there no contemporary witnesses, but there's also the fact that it's illogical that a man would be able to resurrect, turn bread into, or duplicate bread and turn water into wine and walk on water. That's illogical. Adding up
And the fact that no one reported on it, it's just super unlikely. The fact that someone would do something so mind-breaking at the time and not a single person would report about it except for this one book, that the only time it's talked about by other people other than him was people who have never met him. It's just so unlikely, extraordinarily unlikely, like about the same likeliness of my hand phasing through my wall.
Well, that's because you're not the son of God. We're not.
That's possible. It's the likeliness is 10 to the 30th, which is extraordinarily unlikely.
So, when we talk about, you're saying that no contemporary witnesses and, the fact that none of these can happen, but we got Alexander the Great, there was no contemporary witnesses, or Julius Caesar.
Yeah, there were. We have claims with his face on it. We have wars reported that reportedly lost against him. There's a bunch of people who say he existed.
Okay, but where?
Where? What do you mean where?
Okay, because the earliest sources that we have of Alexander the Great comes 400 years after him.
Do they?
Yeah. There's no contemporary witnesses for Alexander the Great. There's zero writings from Alexander, none from people during his life. You also have the same thing with Julius Caesar. We have some writings from Caesar's commentaries, but most are much later. 107, the earliest biographical sources we have is 170 years after his birth. 150 years. Cleopatra, none. Also 120 years after her passing.
Are we sure?
Positive. Yeah. So yes, we can say
Alexander the Great.
We can find Alexander the Great. If you can find any contemporary witnesses for Alexander the Great.
So tell me how it's logically possible to walk on water.
I don't think you need purely contemptuary witnesses. There's many other things of evidence that you can have, right? So number one, just people reporting about him. So Rome writing about it, anything. Things for Alexander the Great, we have coins with his face on him. people talk about him, right? There's much more evidence on him than there is for Jesus.
Okay, so but with Jesus, we have multiple independent sources, early written material within decades, any confirmation, we have Roman plus Jewish confirmation that he was executed under
Name one
Pilate.
contemporary. Name one.
Sorry, I was going to call. Give me
Name
1 second.
one
actually.
Roman record. Contemporary.
Contemporary about
Name one
confirmation.
contemporary Roman record of his crucifixion. Name one. One. I want
I
one.
believe it was one of the Roman leaders actually talked
Yeah,
about
name it.
I don't know if it's contemporary, if he heard it
It's
from
not
another-
contemporary.
from
We
the
don't even
source.
know when the fuck he passed away. It's all hearsay. What are you not fucking getting? We have more evidence for Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great than we do have for Jesus. There is no justification for belief. You believe based on faith, belief without evidence. You are indoctrinated, period. You can run the same argument over and over and over and over and over, and you have no goddamn fucking justification for a belief. Zero. Zero contemporary witnesses. Zero evidence. Gospels are anonymous. You have no evidence for these so-called miracles. You have no reason.
Okay, but we also I was
Okay,
gonna pull
bro,
up.
no,
we
bullshit,
have
shut the fuck up. You have no fucking
the
justification.
top tier Roman historian.
Name one.
Top tier Tacitus.
No, Tacitus is not contemporary, you dumbass.
Well, I'm just saying he's a top tier Roman historian. Even
dude,
he's literally like he's a source outside the Bible, and he, said
never
that
met
was
Jesus.
executed
He
under
said
Pilate.
this is what people believed. Go read Tacitus.
God.
As I said 45 trillion times, I want you to say this back to me. Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth right now? Yes or no?
I'm listening.
Do we have one contemporary witness for Yeshua HaMashiach? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
Thank you.
But there's also a lot of contemporary evidence or witnesses we don't have about a lot of figures that we take.
Yeah,
to be
I don't
fact in
believe
history.
people without evidence. I'm not a fucking sheep.
So do you believe that Alexander the Great did all the things that he did?
We have evidence of Alexander the Great, you dumb fuck.
What evidence we have of Alexander the Great?
A, we have a fuck ton of contemporary witnesses, lineages of DNA genes that follow down, and stories following therefore of contemporary witnesses. Second of all, contemporary writings. Third of all, we have a goddamn motherfucking coin with his fucking face on it. We also have archaeology that have proven with statues and other attributions to this man. Thank you very much. What fucking evidence do you have for Jesus? Does he have a coin?
There was actually no contemporary. The
Does he have a
earliest
coin?
writings were.
Hey, does he have a
about
coin?
300.
Hey, does he have a
Like,
coin?
wait.
Hey, does Jesus have a coin?
You can have a coin. You
Does
can have
Jesus have a
paintings or
coin?
anything.
Does he have
Like, it
statues?
doesn't mean anything.
Does he have contemporary
There
statues?
would be a
Dumbass?
bloodline. There would
So
be a
only the scribe
bloodline.
sees it to some
Wait,
to an artist, and he
There
can say
would
he
be-
can paint that. He can make a statue out
We
of it.
do have contemporary fucking witnesses for Alexander, dude. Do you need me to fucking
who
do
are
your research
Jesus's-
for you?
who is related to Jesus is my question. Because if Mary had a son, right, she would have parents, she would most likely have siblings. There would be people related to Jesus. Also, do you believe Jesus is a man?
Jesus, yeah,
Do you believe he's biologically male?
yeah.
How is he biologically male if there was no male chromosomes? If his mother was pregnant, she wouldn't have any male chromosomes, meaning that when she gave birth, it would be biologically female.
What are you talking about exactly?
Because if no man contributed to the birth of Jesus, there would be no sperm. There would be no male chromosomes going into that.
Meaning
Meaning
also wouldn't be
that he
pregnant in the
wouldn't
first
have
place.
he wouldn't have inherited any chromosomes from his father. He would have been a biological female. He would have been a trans woman.
All right, so the contemporary accounts for Alexander the Great are going to be Callisthenes, Ptolemy, and Nurkius. We have artifacts and inscriptions, including archaeological discoveries of coins, inscriptions, and artifacts from sites associated with Alexander, providing tangible evidence of his existence and his influence. Example, the coins bearing his fucking image. Okay, royal tombs at Vergina. The discovery of royal tombs in Vergina, believed to be linked to Alexander's family, includes significant artifacts that showcase the wealth and artistry of the Macedonian royal lineage. We have the Battle of Granissus. Recent archaeological findings have pinpointed the location of the battle that he led, where Alexander achieved a significant victory. So we have also excavations of Alexandria. Archaeologists continue to explore sites in Alexandria, where recent discoveries, including a statue of Alexander, have reignited interest in his legacy. We have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 evidences that point towards Alexander existing. So there is justification to believe that he did exist. We have no eyewitnesses for Jesus. We have no DNA. We have no body. We have nothing. What we do have are 3 people, Pliny, Josephus, and Tacitus, that said that they heard that people believed that this thing
And
was
not
true.
only that, but we don't even have an idea of what Jesus looked like, right? Those pictures that everyone says is Jesus is actually Da Vinci's gay lover. So
Why are we still arguing about the same thing with the same guy that we've been saying for the last 20 minutes?
Okay, but my point is like, okay, it's like, you know, coins and stuff, it just proved that he existed, but it doesn't prove anything that he did, like speeches, conquest details, battles, personality, stuff like that. That just proves that he existed.
No, because those are all reported on by multiple people. Like the battles.
There's no like actual evidence of writings about someone who knew him personally.
Yeah, someone. So we've already proven that he's existed because of the coins, right? And we can prove that the battles happened because of the writings about the
Contemporary
battles.
accounts of Alexander are Callisthenes, Ptolemy, and Nurtius. Contemporary.
Oh, can you repeat that? Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, contemporary writings for Alexander are going to be Callisthenes. You're going to have Ptolemy and Nurtius.
I'd also like to. So he's on coins. He's drawn out. He's like drawn in paintings by multiple various.
The coin
people,
is extremely
right?
important.
Right, that proves that he existed. Same thing with the paintings. And then we have reports of the battles. We have contemporary witnesses. So this is all more evidence than you actually have. You have a book.
There's also other historians that back eyewitness claims.
Right. Like who? Josephus? I mean, who are we talking about? Josephus?
So someone said, like, why would Jesus have coins? Like, or where is Jesus coins? Why would Jesus have coins?
What? So again, like Jesus.
Okay, so you said Callisthenes, right? Okay, so what I found with Callisthenes is that none of his own writings survived. We only know his work indirectly through much later historians.
But we know that there were writings.
Okay, but that also doesn't mean there wasn't writings for Jesus. But it's also the same he says, she said.
There's
It's
no
not a contemporary
evidence
work.
supporting that there
Because,
were
like, we don't have any of his own personal writings. We can't say he's contemporary.
We have no evidence that there was a contemporary writing for Jesus. Again, all we have is hearsay from non-contemporary. What we do have for Alexander with Callisthene is that there was contemporary writings that were destroyed, and the person that wrote it was later able to be proven to have written it, even though we don't have the physical copy. So we have evidence that there was contemporary writing. There is no evidence that there was contemporary writing for Jesus. Thank you very much. Next fucking point. This is the most cognitive dissonance I have seen in a fat fucking minute. You refuse to accept the fact that there's no fucking justification for your belief and you believe by faith. All you have to do is say these words: I believe by faith, and that is enough for me.
Well, I believe by faith, but I also believe by my own reasonings.
You have no reason. Every single point you have brought up, we have spent 30 minutes going in goddamn circles because you can't accept the facts.
So
it's called
here's also
cognitive
my
dissonance. You
point.
refuse to accept facts.
Okay, so here's also my point. Is like, you know, a lot of the things about how we live in Earth itself is like, you know, it's
I have
almost like
zero
design.
faith in anything. There's no design
he's
for
gonna
this
go
world.
into the. No, we don't want you to go into the finely tuned theory because it doesn't make it has no for it. I can literally open
Yo, Benji,
multiple
thank you for the
sources.
super
So how does it
star.
have no back? I want you to explain to me
I
like
can
how things are so
I
perfect.
can open multiple sources.
They're
Things
not
aren't so
perfect.
perfect. Why are we?
Oxygen is the
Why are
reason
we
you
the? Why are
age.
we the only planet in the universe that has? Are we the only current observable universe, or planet in the universe that has a life form on it? Right? Why would he create all these other planets for there not to be a life,
Right.
or for there to be a
Wait.
life form and only one? Why is there a type of pig whose tusks grow into its head? Why does cancer exist that it isn't caused by actions, by like humans? Like, there are various different types of
read you
cancers.
an article really quick because it's clear that you don't do your own research, Cap. So it's the title of the article is the utter destruction of the fine tuning argument. It says Christopher Hitchens rightly said the argument from fine tuning is the best argument theists have, but only because it requires thought to figure out why it's bullshit. Whereas most Christian apologetics is obvious bullshit from the first moment you hear it, because it is actually a really bad argument. Here I will explain this and then analyze a recent amateur attempt to get around it. The result is my most complete, definitive destruction of this argument to date. Okay. It says, first it begs the question, by pretending the luck of there just being a god is any better than the luck of fine-tuning itself, which is the hidden fallacy in the fine-tuning argument. Gods are far luckier to have than even spontaneous inflation, owing to the argument from specified complexity against supernaturalism, and are far luckier than the simplest possible state that would make our universe inevitable. Second, it has no data by which to be Second, it has no data by which to establish any of its premises. We do not even know what can be finely tuned, or absent gods, what then selects the variables that there are, or what probability distribution that selection process has. Blah blah blah. And then third, the frequency of life-bearing universes is that possibility space is unknown. Not only is it not factually known, it is impossible to know because no math presently exists to determine probabilities from infinite arrays of innumerable variables. If an infinite number of infinitely adjustable constants are possible, and logically they are, you simply cannot know how many ratios among them will be life-producing, particularly as infinite as many of those random combinations will be multiverse producing, and thus do not have a start as life producing, but only have to inevitably funnel to a result that is like eternal inflation or small selection or Velikan or Penrose cosmologies and so on. That's just in parentheses. It says, all of which is why hardly any theoretical physicist today finds the fine-tuning argument in any way convincing. It's simply not a scientific theory and shows up in no peer-reviewed scientific study because it is quite simply pseudoscience. It is rather a climate science denial now. The rare expert still wearing his tinfoil hat is up against literally thousands of experts rolling their eyes at them.
Okay, can you quote me the source so I can look at it myself?
Yeah, here. So it says it's here, let me get the exact title
While she's doing that, I'm gonna say this. There's nothing wrong with faith. There's nothing
it says
wrong with religion.
richardscarrier.info. The title of the article is The Utter Destruction of the Fine-Tuning Argument.
What's up?
So is Richard's
search up the utter destruction of the fine-tuning argument.
Okay, so the utter destruction of the fine-tuning argument.
Says,
oh, this is Richard Carrier blogs.
Yeah.
Michael, there is plenty of evidence to prove that we come from apes. We have like various, like we can show you the line of like evolution stemming from apes.
Yeah, we can get Evan in to talk about that eventually. Cap, here's where I'm going to leave it at.
I
brother.
will.
I'm sorry, what?
Here's where I'm going to leave it at. There's nothing wrong with faith. There's nothing wrong with religion. 90% of the population cannot handle the absurdity that we have that is called life. But there is no justification for the belief when it comes to a natural world. If you want to believe it, that's good for you. It's psychologically. Is it true? No.
All right, I think we
let me know what you think of that article.
Okay, yeah. I've been like at first I got like an error return, so I had to like reload.
evidence. Do we have other people who are requesting up?
Yeah, we've got a few. I think they're all trolls. So,
evidence. I'm gonna follow you. If you guys want to give me more sources to go off of that I can review myself, and next time I'll come better prepared.
Yeah, go read Bart Ehrman as well. He's a biblical scholar. Bart, B-A-R-T, E-R-H-E-H-R, Ehrman. If you type it in, he'll pop up.
So, okay, yeah. American scholar Bart D. Ehrman?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything specific you want me to read, or just
all of it?
Like his blog? I get like multiple sources, so I'm not sure like where.
Yeah, just go to Google Scholar.
Google Scholar?
Yeah, that'll just provide you straight up citations that have been peer reviewed.
Google Scholar. All right. Is there anything else? Because I'm open to read these and whatnot. And
my goal is not to take away faith or justification for belief, but critical thinking definitely destroys faith.
Okay.
Well, all right. I'll take these two sources and I'll definitely look into them, and then I'll come back with what I find.
I've got a lot more as well. If you do want to look, read the Bible, but then question the Bible. Genesis 1:1. God made the heavens and the earth. Prove it. Figure out what we know about how Earth was made. Figure out how we know how planets are made. Go learn these things and study them and see how ridiculous this fantasy book is.
Question it when it states that Jesus can multiply bread and walk on water and resurrect from the dead. Do research on that, because you're not going to find any source stating that it's possible to resurrect, to multiply bread, to turn water into wine, and to walk on water.
I think the purpose, and like this is just for speculation, I think the purpose of those was to show that like he is not bound by human limitations. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the purpose of those miracles. I mean, I think that's the whole point in the first place, is that he does things that no one's ever seen done.
Book. Spider-Man is not bound by it either. Superman is not bound by gravity. Says the book. The book says so is not proof of the book being true. That's called circular reasoning.
I'm not saying it's proof. I'm just saying I think that is the entire point.
No, the entire point is that it's made up, and they needed to make up reasonings for you to be able to justify it. Well, no, he transcends all things. Yeah, no, the fuck? Nice cop-out.
You're saying it's like a...
Yeah, that's the literal, like, what they thought about that. That's probably why it says that he transcends all things, because they didn't want people questioning it. They don't want you to question it. But you have to question
everything.
That's literally how you're going to get educated and know what you're talking about, is if you question what you're talking about.
Everything. If people tell me, if I meet some stranger, fuck no, I don't trust them, nor do I respect them. Evidence is going to justify whether I trust them or not. My soon-to-be, my future wife, whoever that may be, I'm not going to fucking trust her, nor believe that I should marry her until I have justification for a reason to marry her. I do not believe jack fucking shit. You tell me your handwriting is good? Fuck you, prove it. I don't give a fuck about words. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I don't give a fuck about opinions. I care about facts. And if Einstein says something bullshit like unicorns living in my asshole is why the universe was made, he's a fucking dumbass. Prove it. Everything needs proven. Big Bang Theory, prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Evolution, prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. God exists, prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Unicorns exist, prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it. We fucking need evidence for any and all justification for belief in this natural empirical world we live in. There's no evidence for supernatural, there's no evidence for ghosts, there's no evidence for magic, there's no evidence for your God.
Right, and I see where you're coming from too.
Question it. I'd say question it when God says that it's okay to own slaves that are not Israelites, but when they are Israelites, you must treat them as workers. They must be released within a year.
God is
Right.
very pro misogyny, slavery, genocide.
Question it.
Grape.
When one guy offers his daughters up to be raped instead of the angels, and God saves him from the city he destroys. He says, "Go, because we're gonna destroy the city."
Wait, you said which man is this?
Sodom and Gomorrah. The man offered his daughters up instead of the angels, right? And then the angels were like, "Okay, now flee the city. We're gonna destroy the city."
Yeah, I'm gonna write all this stuff down that you guys were saying just to look into myself, because I can't just recite information off the top of my head, so I usually have to have references in front of me. But I'm definitely gonna look into this and evidence and do I say Yahweh lover and Cali? Yahweh, sorry. But I appreciate you guys having this conversation. I'm about to go hop on my friend now in the game before I have to do my stream tonight.
Which game?
And
Oh, hold up. Someone said he didn't offer her. Hold up. Let me get up Sodom and Gomorrah right now.
Your speed dating stream?
yes. I don't charge. People like it.
I'm hopping in.
If it gets you good.
Hey, if you want to find love, I'll bring you up.
I'm a single
But
poodle.
yeah, I'll definitely look into this with you guys, and then I'll come back and we can have this further discussion when I have more references and stuff and a little bit better prepared. And if I don't find anything and I can't exactly prove something or whatnot, I'll just say it. But I'm gonna definitely dive into it deeper tonight when I get done with my stream, and then I can come back and have this conversation with you guys.
We're on Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm not going to read the whole story. I'll just read the way where he offers his daughters. Okay, let's see.
All right. Well, have a good day, Cap.
All right, you guys as well, and you guys take care of yourselves.
It states.
Yes, you too. Hopefully, speak to you again.
Lot went outside to meet them and shut the door behind him and said, "No, my friends, don't do this wicked thing. Look,
He's gone.
I have two." I know. I'm telling the person in the comments
Oh,
who said that I was lying, but he says, "Look, I have 2 daughters who have never slept with a man. Let me bring them out to you, and you can do what you like with them, but don't do anything to these men, for they have come under the protection of my roof." They say, "Get out of our way," they replied. "This fellow came here as a foreigner, and now he wants to play the judge. We'll treat you worse than them." They kept bringing pressure on Lot and moved forward to break the door, but the men inside reached out and pulled Lot back into the house, shut the door, and then they struck the men who were at the door of the house, young and old, with blindness so that they could not find the door. The 2 men said to Lot, "Do you have anyone else here, sons-in-laws, sons or daughters, or anyone else in the city who belongs to you? Get them out of here, because we are going to destroy this place. We are going to destroy this place, so get out of here." After he says, "My daughters have never slept with a man. Let me bring them to you so you can have your way with them."
Yep, what a good God.
What a good one.
Not only that, but later within this story, the guy, Lot, and his daughters, his daughters get him drunk and commit incest.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and end. Got some things I was planning on doing today.
Okay.
Have a good
Let
day.
me know if you go live again. Last
sorry?
time I missed it last night. I said,
Yeah.
let me know if you go live again. I
We
missed
need
it
to
last
get
night.
you both of you send me a DM. I have a Discord where I post every time I'm going live.
Okay. Yeah. Have a good day.
All right, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
All right, YouTube. We're gonna be hopping off. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. This is a good one. Got a couple of Grok. I think is better than GPT, honestly. But you guys have a good one. Talk to you guys next time. Thank you for joining.